Hello, welcome to my video. For this video, I'm gonna introduce you guys another 10 tips, like very advanced tips that usually people don't really know about, and that I know. And I'm gonna be teaching you guys those another 10 tips for you guys. I'm really running out of ideas. I might appreciate some new ideas from you guys. I mean, I have some ideas in mind, but I'm kind of taking it slow. This is all preparation, like last video. Those are very like rare situations where you're not really gonna find in most of the games. Those are very oddly specific tips, but they can be one day very helpful for you if you find yourself in a situation where this might occur to you. So let's begin. Now, where do I start? Let's start with the simple ones. For this first tip, most people know this, but if you have a mega, you can walk backwards without turning you, and therefore you can shoot while kiting the enemy. In this case, if there's an experimental going towards you, oh, the game's too fast. What you can do is you can queue up some small move orders behind the megabot, the megalith, so that he can slowly walk behind him without having to turn, and therefore he's gonna be able to shoot the monkey and minimize the amount of damage he takes from the monkey when you go behind like this. You can see the monkey still didn't get in range of the mega, and the mega is doing a lot of damage. And like, I'm pretty sure the monkey is gonna die before he even gets to shoot the mega. And you saw how effective that was. You can do it's way harder to do it queuing. I mean, yeah, you can do it while queuing up like this. It's very simple. And if you find yourself in a situation where your mega is getting, you know, it's about to get caught off by something like a monkey or GC, you can always do this in your future games. It's gonna help you a lot. You're gonna just minimize the amount of damage your mega takes and even save the mega. Now for the second tip, the herbs. If some of you don't know, the herbs, they have a very special ability. They are able to reclaim stuff. So if you ever try to raid something from the enemy, T2 maxes, pigeons and whatever, if you think that you cannot save the herb's life, it's inevitably gonna die eventually. What you can do is, if there's nothing else to kill, if there's nothing else to do, you can just reclaim whatever he killed. Like, let's say he kills the maxes, there's some gunships incoming. Rather than doing nothing, you can steal some of those reclaim from the enemy max. As you can see here, I scooping the mess here, getting some mess for myself. It's slow, but it's better than nothing. That's the second tip. Now for the third tip, this is a simple one. If you have an eye over the eye here, oh, I cannot show this in the game, but basically I'm gonna try to explain my best. Instead of manually clicking here and like go to see have the vision field of vision here, you can just click shift, hold shift, and then you can spam the special ability without having to drag your mouse order back and forth like this. You can just hold shift and then spam click like this, and it's gonna give you vision on where I am clicking anywhere. Like, it's not really working because there's no fog of war, but you should get what I'm trying to tell you. Now for the fourth tip, you see how this Maver is protected by the SMD, but the thing is, you can abuse the SMD's range by launching a nuke outside the SMD range. In this case, if you're the enemy, you don't know what the range is, so what you can do is you can select a tech-free unit that can build. You can queue up an SMD exactly where the SMD is. You can see the range, and then you can ping. You can ping, or you can leave a message right here where the range is, and you can use that as a basis to check the range of the enemy's SMD. Let's see, the SMD reaches here, right here. So what I can do is I can nuke right outside of it, and that's gonna allow me to kill the Maver without being, without any of being, you know, denied by the SMD missile. And you can see I killed the Mabush successfully. Now for the fifth tip, there's another one some of you might not know, but if you kill pigeons, they create a chain reaction, right? And if you have a lot of pigeons besides each other, they're gonna die rather quickly. If you know, if you have a lot of stuff around pigeons, you can see it creates a chain reaction. It damages the pigeons around, and you can see all the pigeons already died. What you can do to avoid the chain reaction from happening is you can always reclaim the pigeons that's being targeted. If you reclaim the pigeon and the pigeon dies, it's not going to create a chain reaction, and therefore it's not going to damage the structures around it, delaying the damage you take, like delaying the death. You know, you in the oh, small mistake there, guys. That was too quick. Let me replicate it again. Let me do it fast. I always mess up here, but it's no big deal. But you get you get my point here. I can just like reclaim the pigeons. You can see how it didn't take any chain reaction damage, and like it's taking him way longer to kill my pigeons. You know how it's taking so long to kill. You can see how it insta killed those pigeons in a matter of 1 second. Now here it's taking like him like more than 1 minute to kill all the pigeons. That's another tip you guys can do. You can see if I don't reclaim, it damages everything around, kills everything instantly. Something you don't want to happen if you ever find yourself in a situation like this. Now for the sixth tip, there's usually some people, a lot of people might not know, the tele experts might know. When you want to teleport somewhere, let's see, I want to kill this line of BDs, right? There's actually 2 tips at once, not 1 tip. Like a lot, you can learn a lot of things from this. If you want to kill this line of PDs as fast as you can, what you can do is you can see how the ACU is facing down. So if you teleport here, right, you have this line of PD. If you teleport here, okay, let's see, you want to teleport here. If you try to teleport here, kill the PDs, right? Let me see if they're not in range. Okay. Where's the... If you try to kill the PDs like this, you're gonna die for 2 reasons. First, you're gonna be facing south, which means once he arrives here, he has to face north, and that's gonna waste you like 5 seconds. And those 5 seconds are gonna give the enemy speedies time to kill you. Look. The another thing is, I'm gonna teach it like shortly after. You can see how the ACU is. I mean, I guess it's getting bad. Okay, guys, that's kind of unfair. He got a advantage there, so he kind of got away with it. But anyways, if you wanna like, let's see, he has 2 times the amount of PDs here, and you wanna kill the line of PDs. What you can do is, first, you can face the direction the PDs are in. The PDs are facing. Let's see, you wanna teleport below the PDs. You want your ACU to face north. So what you do is, before you teleport, you face north first. So when the ACU teleports here, it doesn't have to turn anymore. When he teleports, he's already gonna be shooting because he's facing north. The other thing is, instead of teleporting here, you wanna teleport to the sides, because when he starts shooting, he's gonna be killing all PDs at once rather than killing 1 PD at a time. So if he faces to the right side, and you teleport here, and you kind of ground fire here, you do like this, you're gonna see how fast the PDs are gonna die here. He's facing right side. I'm queuing up a red move order. You can see when he teleports, Let's make it quick so we don't waste any time. You can see not only he kills them way quicker, but the PDs, it's not your turn to turn your SU, it's their turn to turn. Now the PDs are the ones who have to turn their face their direction. Like, you know, they were turning south, now they have to turn left. By turning, you waste like a few extra seconds, and those extra seconds could save your PDs from dying and could kill the SU first. You can see like how easy they could kill the PDs here. I mean, I guess it's not really. I guess it would have been better if it just ground fired, you know, like here. But you know what I mean. Anyways, for the seventh tip, here it's another good tip that I also like to do. When you're underwater and getting torped, what you can do is you can always build stuff that can block the torp shots. For example, if I build a GC, I'm gonna be able to block some damages from the torps because the GC is gonna block the damage. Like you can see, how the GC blocked like 80% of the damage, and my SU just took only 1,000 damage. If I didn't make the GC beforehand, my SU would have taken like 6k damage or 7k damage. You can always repeat this. You can also make multiple GCs at once, like this. Of course, it's not gonna save your life, you're gonna eventually die, but you could save time. And in the extra time, you could be used to. Those extra time could save your life, actually. Let's see if your ASAPs are coming to rescue your SU. Imagine if they arrive 2 seconds late and you die to the torps. If you use this mechanic here, you could actually save your time. You could actually save extra 2 seconds, and those 2 extra seconds, you know, could save you from the torps because the ASAPs are gonna help you from dying. You can also like do this everywhere, surround yourself with GCs. And like if you're Cyber, you can do that with megaliths. You can do it like with monkeys. With your EF, you can make. I don't know what you can make, honestly. If you're Cyber, you can make a chicken. A swasher, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, you get what I mean. For the 80th tip, this. If you find yourself in a situation where you're cornered, you cannot go anywhere, and you are like outnumbered in battleship numbers, for example, you're gonna undoubtedly lose this fight. But what you can do here is, if you have build power nearby your navy, you can always assist your less surviving unit by repairing the unit. And if I repair the unit, you can see how I basically out-heal the enemy's DPS. So you can see it might be expensive, but at least I'm gonna be saving myself from losing navy. And you can see how I'm slowly killing the enemy's battleships while my battleship is full HP. It might be inefficient because it's expensive, but it's very useful if you have no other choice. If you have to, no matter what, you have to keep alive on navy, you cannot lose navy, you can always do this. It works for anything, but for the late navy battles, like if you have a lot of battleships, this can come in handy for you. This could actually save you the game if you don't want to lose navy. Now for the 9th tip. Here, this is a very big brain tip here. I don't do this, but I should. I cannot really show you guys how it works because, once again, there's no fog war. You could trick your enemy into thinking that you have way less ASAPs than you actually have. How? Let's say you have 200 ASAPs, the enemy has 100. If you only stealth 50 ASAPs and the enemy has Omni, the enemy is only going to be seeing like only 40% of your air out of 100%, and that's going to trick your enemy into thinking that he has more air than you. So let's say he has 100, you have 200, where you only have 50 stealthed. He's only going to see 50 ASAPs, he's going to think his 100 is going to outnumber you, but in reality, you have way more steps because a few of them are hidden. Like he can only see a few of them, but he cannot see all of it. So that's a very nice tip if you want to bait your enemy to thinking that you have less A steps. You know, you're putting a false sense of security, if that makes sense. Like, you know, you're putting confidence in the enemy, but it turns out that you're the one who has the upper hand and you're the one who's gonna win. Now for the last tip, some people consider this an exploit, but like there's a way of over overwhelming SMDs with more effectiveness, and that's by instead of launching a nuke like this, strategic launch. I cannot really show here, but you like in real games it actually works. Instead of doing this, if you want to focus on something, you can always do this instead. You can overlap the nuke subs above each other, and you can do like this. It's gonna make it seem like it's a single nuke only. It's gonna make it harder for the SMDs to waste all their missiles. It's kind of hard to explain. I can only show this in a real game. But if you have a lot of subs, and you're not confident in having the sufficient amount of nukes to kill a game under like a program, you can always do this last case scenario. You can also fool your enemies by thinking that you're only nuking once when it's in reality multiple nukes. And the same goes for the TML launcher. You can always like, you know, target something. The enemy is gonna think that it's one TML missile, but in reality it's like 10 of them, and they're gonna do a lot more damage than they think, and they can easily snipe an SMD or whatever. They're gonna think it's one missile, and they're not gonna spam TMDs, and then the SMD dies, and they're gonna be, oh snap. And those are the 10 tips. This video was much quicker, faster, smoother. Like I didn't really mess up. Those were the 10 tips I gave to you guys. Hopefully you learned a lot. Some of you guys might not know, but I'm gonna be posting more videos. I'm gonna be linking the old video in the description below. And guys, thank you for watching. See you later.